Hello, everybody. Let me just tell you what I'm doing. I was just sitting. I thought, I always feel like let's have something planned or whatever, and I just want to have fun today. So this paper pad has been one of my favorites in the past, and I just kind of spotted it sitting there, and it's just so pretty. The papers are so pretty. And we have this here. And so I thought, let's do something. It's been a long time since I have done something with this paper. And it's getting crisp. So let's use it. Let's do something with it. It's not all here because, like I said, it has in the past been one of my favorites. So I was thinking even some, oh, now isn't that beautiful? Do I have another one of those? No. No, I don't. These are all just different little background prints and stuff now at this point, but let's try to do something with this. I think that's so pretty. It's big. Probably need to make a card blank. And wouldn't it be nice if we could just use one of these papers for our card blank? Oh, I've got 2 sheets of this, so I might not use that one. I don't know. Oh, that one, that's a pretty, it's just a pink, but it kind of goes, kind of. Okay, it's only paper. That's what I tell myself. I'm gonna fussy cut the flowers out. First, I'm gonna cut the whole thing out so I'm not dealing with this whole big sheet of paper. And then we can do some fussy cutting and maybe just a little bit of talking, visiting. I did spend more money on the HSN than I wanted to. I did, you all seen I got the party animals, and I got the 12 by 12, 5 by 7 stickers. This is going to be a little hard in this area, getting in here. Stamps, the 5 by 7 stamps I got. So then the other things was when I saw the paper pad from Crafter's Companion that had brown in it and had like a cream and some black. Now, I don't really need black, but black is not a color I have a lot of either, so I thought, okay. And then it had like a navy blue, and that I really don't need, but I figured. So I ordered it. I hit the send, And when I hit the send, it says my order went through, but right after that is sold out. So I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. It says it's on extended delivery, which I don't know if all those products were on extended delivery already or not. So that's a thing. And then I saw the powders and thought, well, those would be so much fun for Mixed Media Monday to play with those. So I went ahead and ordered those, and I ordered one set, and then when I went to order the second set, the computer told me it was sold out, and then the TV, they said, okay, we're sold out. So I don't know if I'm going to find out. Those also say extended delivery. So I don't know if I'm going to get those or not. I hope I do. But at this point, I'm not counting on it. So the thing was, when I watched the preview show from Crafter's Companion, it did not have my full attention. So that's my fault. So the next thing was the Anna Griffin foil machine. So, you know, I have a foil machine, and I had problems foiling with the Spellbinder stuff, and nobody else seems to have that problem. So I thought maybe it's my machine. Maybe I'll try the Anna Griffin machine. So I did get that, and I got some of her foils and one set of her plates to go with it. So I don't know if I can use the Spellbinder's foil plates with that, but I'll find out when I get the machine. I also figured it would be a good way to let you all know how it works if you decide you want to try it later on. Of course, it was on sale, but I'm sure it'll be on sale again. I don't know if it's still on sale or not. Now, that stuff is all supposedly in packaging, so hopefully I don't have any problems with that. Okay. So that's what I got. I spent more money than I planned on. But recently I've been doing real good. But I used to spend a fortune. So I consider myself fortunate that I didn't spend the fortune. And I felt like this time they had pretty good prices on things, so I don't know if everything was on sale, it seemed like. And I don't know if, did they raise the prices and then lower them? Like some of those do that, you know. I knew somebody that worked in a grocery store, and she would price things, and she said she would know what was getting ready to come on sale because they would have her do price hikes on those items before the sale. So I do know it's done. I hate to not believe the best of people, but when you know, right? So, but I did feel like a lot of stuff was marked down. And the secret sale seemed to be really good this time. If you didn't have a marquee, they had the marquee on the secret sale. Really cheap. I can't remember what it was, but it was super cheap. And Beth even kept saying, if you want a marquee, the secret sale, just saying, she would say. If I'd had another one of these, I would have done some, is it called decoupage? When you put layer things and you, to give it dimension, and you put the same picture over the picture that's already there. I would have done that. But there wasn't any, just this one. So I'm hoping that this turns out really well. So what else can we talk about? How about, Dad, you don't want to talk about that. Let me think. When you fussy cut, you should be turning your paper. It should be smoother than this. It has been a while since I have fussy cut. And fussy cutting for me is kind of like when you do the diamond art or coloring, or, you know, it's just kind of mindless, relaxing something. So I don't ever mind doing fussy cutting. Now what's going to bother me is these little dots left over in some of these background pieces. So this might not have been the ideal thing to fussy cut. And I have had people say, Lori, those are such big scissors to be doing fussy cutting. Yeah. I used to have some scissors I liked for fussy cutting that were smaller, but I don't know what happened to them. And I don't mind the big scissors. Right about now, I'm wishing I had some a good craft knife to get in there. But maybe we can find some paper in this pad that it won't look so bad. It would look better. Maybe not be so noticeable. What do you think? Still pretty. And we've got 2 butterflies we can use. And if I need to, I can cut this part off right here where it's squared up. It just depends, but I want to see what paper is going to go well. Oh, that's just too much, right? Too much. That's very shiny. And that's not going to work. So I think what I'm going to do after I take all the good pieces out of here, there's some more butterflies, and there's a little butterfly. I'm supposed to be looking for background paper, right? Ooh, I like that, but that might be a little too close. This is going to be the card blank. Well, with it being single-sided and white on the other side, I think that'll make a good card blank. But I kind of wanted a patterned paper that would go back behind this. Aren't those pretty? Now I could do some decoupaging with this, right? Look at some of these little ones. I might, like these, I might need to cut out to go along with this. We'll see. Here is red. I do kind of think I like that, but that might be too much. Let's see. If this is our card blank, and then we have the red, and then we do this. Oh yeah, I think I like that. It still might be a little bit much, but I can always cut this piece out here too. This little piece here. No, the gold foil is too much. This is the pink background. Oh. That might be even better. Than the orange. Let me see. I just really don't want to rip this. It's a little more subtle, so maybe this will be the background. Nope, it gets lost. Okay. So the pink. And like I said, this paper is a little crisp, so It needs to be used or it's not going to be good for a while. So I need 10 by 7. And I am back to needing to clean my desk, my work area. I'm going to do the 7 first. Leave me my bigger pieces. Because this will be a nice scrap piece. So there's my 7. Now I'll do my 10. And it needs to be scored. Do I want to use this to score it? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, wait, this one doesn't have all the blades, so that's not going to score it. I want these all lined up. And then, here we go. Okay, well, I did a better job than I thought. So, I think this is going to have to get cut off. I think what I'm going to do is use this to mat and then do a cream. Have to figure out what size mat I want. 5 by 7. Let's try 4 3/4, and then that's not what I want. Let's do 4 3/4, because I can always trim it smaller if I want the border to be a little bit bigger. By 6 3/4. I don't know why I'm always shutting this thing. By 6 3/4. So that would go here. Let me grab this. I don't know that it's necessarily cream. What do they call it? Bright white. I thought it was a cream. It had a cream look to it. And it's definitely bright white. I don't like that. Too white. So I thought that was cream, and it wasn't. Is that better? I'm not fond of it. It just might have to work. um, I do think that works better. So I need to cut this down. This is a card blank I had made for something. So let's cut it to 4 3/4. By 6 3/4. Just a little bit more off-white. And then this is going to be 4 1/2. I wonder if I should go a little bit smaller. I never thought that flower might look pretty good on some of that paper, that handmade paper. If I keep that very small, and then I come in with this. Okay. So now I want to fix this because I'm not liking it the way it is. What did I do with my scissors? Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it here like this. And I'm gonna take this piece away. I was watching the news a few minutes ago, and oh my goodness, I just too much stuff. Just too much stuff. I don't know. And I'm talking local news and just what's happening in the local news is enough to make a person go, I'm never going to leave my house again, right? I mean, it just makes you feel that way sometimes. In case I don't know, there's my scissors. They were right underneath this paper. I'm going to grab these butterflies. And these should be fairly easy to cut out. You know, I did not grow up noticing butterflies, and I don't know if we just didn't have a lot where we lived, or if I was just that much of sort of a tomboy. But even still here, where I am now, I know we just don't have a lot of them. Did I ever tell you about the people that we knew that were moving into a house? And we were helping them take some stuff. And they had a screened in, but it was a little more than screened in. It was kind of closed in, but it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was enclosed, but it was a porch. And so we bring boxes in, we put boxes down. We're in there doing whatever, I can't remember. And then somebody else came in from outside and set a box down in the corner. In the corner was a bunch of other boxes that had been brought previously. And all of a sudden, this thing come flapping out of there. We were running for the hills. Let me tell you, I didn't get that far because I think everybody ran past me and left me in the dust. But I did make it to the sliding door on the other side of the enclosed patio. I think everybody else ended up outside. As this thing flew, it had like a purple look, but it was black and it was big. So I noticed there was like a purple hue to it. So my question is, I think it was a bat, and the lighting or whatever gave it that look, because I've never seen, if it was a butterfly as big as it was, that would have been a world record breaking butterfly. And maybe there are huge butterflies like that, I don't know, but I mean, afterwards we were all laughing, like everybody just left everybody and just ran. Everybody, it was just, I think because everybody was so surprised, it just come out of nowhere. It was the funniest thing. And the creature, whatever it was, everybody ran outside and it just kind of followed them. So it was actually to my benefit that I was inside and didn't take the direction they all did, because it went out and it was safe and it was all right. Well, as far as I know, it was all right. But it was just the most hilarious thing. And we all got a big kick out of ourselves. Oh, funny, funny, funny. Probably not if you're like really afraid of that kind of stuff, but I don't know that it was like we were afraid, like, oh my gosh, what is that creature? I think it was more just the shock that something come out of there, the surprise of it, right? When I was a kid, and I was really young, and we used to go into Mexico, well, Baja California. That's where my stepmom's family were from. And it was by the beach. I mean, we could see the ocean from where we were. Well, not the ocean, the Baja itself, right? Um, the body of water that's called Baja, California. We could see that. But the mountains weren't too far away. And it's like desert there. No, it's not like desert. It is desert there. So every night the bats would come out. And my stepmom had a sister, a half-sister that wasn't too much older than we were. And so we would go out and play, and in the evenings, the bats would come out. And we used to play a game that was called, I don't know if I can still say it right, Dronia, which was basically just chase, right? Tag. And it seemed like we were always playing that, and here would come the bats. And as soon as the bats came, that stopped. And my, I guess, aunt would tell us that to throw rocks in the air, not at the bats, but by the bats, right? So you throw the rocks in the air, and that's what we did. That's what we would do. And you know those bats would chase that rock like they think it's a bug or something. I don't know, but that's what we did for enjoyment. It used to be a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing it. And I'm gonna burnish this again. So I am gonna say that this thing in that porch was bigger than those bats. Now, I was closer to it. It scared me at the time, so maybe that's why it appeared to be bigger, but it seemed that way to me. So I don't know. Oh my. Thinking about that, it just makes me laugh. It was funny. I mean, we all right away were laughing. Nobody was really scared. It was just like, oh my gosh. And then the thing is, like, something startles you like that, and then you don't know what it is. So everybody's like, what was that? And I'm like, I don't know. Might have been a butterfly. Might have been a bat. It was something. It didn't seem to me like it fluttered its wings like the bats did. That was my probably seeing that little color in there, but I bet you bats will put off different look, maybe because of the texture of their skin or whatever you call it. I bet they're kind of iridescent. That would be my guess. But it was so funny. And we used to have a good time playing with the bats when we were kids, so just in case you're wondering. They never scared me. I used to hear stories about people getting bats tangled in their hair, but it never happened. The adults would tell us, don't be throwing rocks at those bats. That would be the first thing that we would do, is throw rocks at the bats. Not at them, to them. I said, don't do that. Now it's just figuring out the placement, because the original placement was so pretty. Maybe I just better stick with that. Yeah, that just looks right that way. Okay. So I think this card is turning out beautiful. I don't know what you all think. Maybe I should start a series of basic card making. So without all the tools and the fancy stuff. And I could do like the mixed media, and then like do mixed media Monday, and then the basics, or old time stuff, or you know, something. Nostalgia Thursday or something. When we used to do... See, I just broke his little thing off, so to even that up, I'll just cut the other one too. I'm worried about that being strong. So what I'm going to do is just put a bead of glue, not to stick it. You know, I shouldn't have put glue there yet. I should have just got one of these. I've done this first. I don't want this up too high. Just a little something to hold it up. I'm like, what did I do with that? It's right here in my hand. These are those little tiny squares, but you can definitely use them. I am only using it to support, basically to support. So I put glue on the antenna, hoping that that will make it a little stronger. And I'm putting these down just to give some support. The 4 is too many. I am not going to do all that. I'm just going to do that. It's not going to matter if it comes off, because it's going to be all glued down anyways. Put this one here. So I'm not crazy about his antenna either, so I might go ahead and make his smaller too. It's not a pretty antenna, but that tells me they must be mauve. Okay, let's do this again. I'm just going to put 2. sometimes with this, when I do this, I don't even put anything in here. Okay, a little strength for the antenna. But the glue to stick it down will be here and here. Mostly down the center. Glue on these. They could still come off. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna do that because that way I have room for a sentiment up here. Just a quick, probably like Happy Valentine's Day. Does that look like a Valentine, or does it need some hearts? I want to try, if anybody watched I need one smaller than that, because that would just be too big. Yeah, one there, and then one like right here, I think. Question is, what paper do I want to use? Ooh, how about that? Yeah. I could use the yellow. That won't work. And what about this pink? Maybe. I'm gonna try 3. I don't think I'll get 3. No, I don't see a smaller one. I'm sure there is, but I just don't see it. 1, 2, and 3. And I got smaller plates, but again, I've been using everything so much now, I don't know where it's at. But let's try running these through. Let's see if I can get 3 out of here. I will say, y'all, that I have to, I don't know what has, I guess it's the magnet that has made the difference with this cutting machine. Because when I first used Anna Griffin's cutting machine, I always felt like, yeah, it's okay. It's not the best, you know. And then, oh. And then I use it with the magnet, and I just feel like I have found my machine. And I have a, let's see, what's it called? Sizzix. Their electric one. I have Crafter's Companion, the new one and the big one. I have my marquees and nothing. I mean, I love my marquees. I just love them, but. And then I can go here. Okay, wait. I have an idea. There it is. I do have it here. Okay. Let's see if this is going to work. And it already says Happy Valentine's Day, so let's print it out. Cut it, take it away, turn it off. Now, do I wish that was another color? I do wish that was another color. I also wish, let me try this. That is not even. So, do y'all remember tea dye paper? To give it okay, this needs some color because I can't antique it. I can't tea dye it. I'm gonna have to ink it. So do I want a pigment? No, this isn't even opened yet. Well, that's good to know. This is a metallic. That's probably not what I want for this card. Here's a delicate rose. Let me see. What does that look like? Okay. That's gonna work because I don't need it to be real a lot. Oh. No. 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 Okay, turn it back on. Print. Let me do that. what could I do? How about using this to change that color a little bit? And we know it'll hold ink because that other one didn't want to come off. Let's see. I think that's going to be better. Here. Maybe here. Oh. Okay, I'm going to put it on. And then we'll figure out where we want the heart. You notice it's my 3. Does that look straight? It doesn't to me. Here we go. I just need to straighten it a little bit. There we go. That's not straight either. Well, it's losing the ink. The other one, the ink didn't want to come off. This one, the ink doesn't want to stay. So that heart could be moved. It didn't. So... that, maybe this needs to go over here. And that would be the 3 hearts. Okay, I think that works. It works for me. I do think it might need to go more this way, maybe. I'll turn this way. No, they're all going to have to go kind of that way. I don't like them to all go the same way. Nope. There we go. It's just going to have to be that way, I guess. Nope, my babies want me to come and join them. could be the coyotes out there, y'all. There was 4 coyotes the other day. They were raising heck, and I peeked out to look what they were raising heck about. And they were across the way. So they weren't really right here, but... Here we go. This is gonna work. Alright, so for not knowing what I was gonna do and coming in here, I like it. I think it turned out very pretty. So, really good. We'll see. Alright, everybody, if you like my video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining me. I hope you join me again. Everybody have a blessed day. Bye-bye now.